Hey, how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crannk.com and with that metalstation.com. And today I'm getting to have a chat with Jarod and Jono from Bloom, hardcore metal band out of Sydney, who recently released the Sink into the Soil, which I've been hammering over on the show since it dropped. Cheers for joining me, guys.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.
First off, man, let's jump into this latest single from you guys, Sink into the Soil. Maybe if you want to jump in, tell me a little bit about it musically and lyrically. Jump in between the two of you.
Awesome. Well, look, Sink into the Soil for us is, I guess, kind of a natural progression in sort of our style of writing. We've wanted to get a little bit heavier with our sound since in passing, and sort of some of our favorite moments from playing those songs live were sort of the bigger, the heavier sections. So when we wrote Sits, and I guess Jarod will probably speak more to this, but we really leaned into sort of the heavier style. I can sort of touch on the lyrics. Lyrically, it's definitely a song that is kind of based around the feeling of being stuck. It's a feeling of being completely aware of all of the negative and all of the shit that's going wrong, but not really do anything about it. It also harkens back to sort of being younger as a kid when you tell yourself, in a few years, none of this is going to matter. I'll be fine one day. And then I guess kind of getting to that older age and that realization where you were kind of just lying to yourself and you were tricking yourself into sort of this false sense of security. So lyrically, it's kind of written as you're kind of pissed off with your world and sort of letting yourself go and slip into this state. And I think musically and sonically, it kind of matches that aggression and sort of anger, which I'm sure Jarod will speak to a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the song's definitely like musically heavier than probably we've done before. I think there's like a very clear counterparts influence there that like we love that band and definitely wanted to kind of go in that direction. Like it's still like melodic in that like metalcore scene, but it's still got like the heavier sections. And Ollie, our other guitarist who wrote the demo, I think he like because he used to be in heavy bands, like hardcore bands in high school and stuff. So I think it's been a long time coming for him to be able to kind of flex some of those skills on some Bloom tracks and throw in a breakdown and a riff here and there. So yeah, it's fun going forward to have that as like an extra thing to be able to use as well, because we can still have like the more melodic sections, but then have like a breakdown here and there, and change up the vibe a bit.
Yeah, and you were talking about being able to play live briefly. You haven't had a chance to play this live, and I noticed you got the upcoming tour, and Unify was pushed back, I believe, as well. You guys were building
a few months. So
yeah, so you guys would be really keen to get on the road and march along the East Coast there and play this one live.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea with Sits and kind of by the end, why we were kind of rushing it so much was like, we got to get this song ready for Unify. Like, we want to play this song at Unify, drop it, and have like this, the sort of response that you dream of when sort of releasing a single is, I'll play it to fucking 7,000 people as well, and then we can see how that goes. And obviously Unify got pushed back, and we went, all right, we're going to release the song, but it's going to be really cool because the first time we're playing it live will be Unify. So it's going to be, we'll really get to see whether people are fucking with it. And I mean, I hope so. The response we've gotten online has been good. But it's being a song that does have like a heavy section, has a breakdown, is something that like Jarod was saying, like that's adding to our arsenal. It's another thing that we can do, and we're really keen to play it, and obviously then tour it up the East Coast, and that'll be a whole lot of fun. It's been a while since we've gotten to do that.
Yeah, and you mentioned that In Passing EP that come out in 2020 as well, so you probably haven't had bugger all chance to kind of play live, have you? Like even with that EP, you probably like everywhere else in Australia.
We had the one tour with Thornhill, and that was sick. That was like 19 dates or something, but like you said, not much opportunity outside of that.
What was it like playing that tour with Thornhill?
Oh, it's fucking.
It was amazing. It was so sick.
It was. It's crazy. It feels like a fever dream. Like it just so happened to take place in like the few months where like COVID restrictions had eased and everyone thought we were done with it, and all the venues were at full capacity. There was none of this sitting down bullshit. Like it felt like a fucking tour, and we got on super well with the Thornhill boys. Like we're lucky enough to call them friends post tour, and we still chat with them. So it was really cool because we got along really nicely, and the shows were fucking incredible because Thornhill are like the biggest band in the world. Like it was such a beautiful tour. And I guess now looking back on it in hindsight, you're like, how, like that's fucking crazy that even went ahead.
Lots of regional shows too, which was good because you don't usually get an opportunity to play like Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Bendigo, Ballarat, like all these places that, like, you know, right now we're not really big enough to go on our own tours to those places. So it's sick to be able to go with someone like Thornhill because the crowds there were sick. Like Bendigo was like maybe like the best show of the whole tour.
It was top 3 for sure.
Yeah,
like,
it was sick.
We didn't know anyone in fucking Bendigo knew who Bloom were, and we got there and people were keen to see us and got super into it, and there were people who knew our shit, and like that was super humbling, and like that was a really cool. We weren't expecting that. So for sure. Definitely keen to do more regional dates in the future. For sure.
Yeah, how cool are those regional shows to get along to, and the promoters and the people that do put on those regional shows. My hat goes off to those people because to bring guys like you and used to be able to experience that, and for the punters in those areas, it's so important for especially the local scene going forward. And you know, everyone needs to get along and support those shows when they're opening up, because I live in a regional area and it's really bloody hard to get bands out here and for venues to to put these shows on, especially after all the COVID bloody stuff we've gone through. And we've seen clubs close down in Victoria, and I'm sure it's the same in Sydney, like metal bloody venues that have shut down, and none are just opening up again, and it makes it hard going forward.
We just lost the Lansdowne Hotel, which was like, that was a staple for like Sydney sort of heavier show like, venue.
Well, it's just kind of like live music as well. Like it was like such a popular venue, and then it's just gone.
It's been tough, but no, like you were saying, the punters that go to the regional shows are way hungrier for live bands than someone who gets to go to a show, you know, every week or two, and it's the norm for them. So yeah.
And them to come over and buy merch, it means so much for like people to get along and buy the singles, buy the merch when they're at shows, and you know, from bands, because it's showing how much it actually goes to compared to the streaming. And it's great to get those streaming numbers, but it's always good to get along and buy the merch as well.
Streams don't count for shit if they don't care for you when you play live. Like that's
I know.
Streams are nice, but playing a show to people that like actively engage with your music and want to chat to you and know the fucking lyrics and come and buy a t-shirt, like that's the good shit.
And like being able to like have conversations and like make connections with people at the merch desk is really sick as well. Because you know, after the show, like people come up and you just like have chats with them, and you like don't ever think that someone in Bendigo is gonna like know us, but then we have this like really lovely conversation for like 5-10 minutes, and just like making a connection with like some stranger. It's like lovely.
Yeah, you guys are fans. You know what it's like when you go to shows as well. You go up and you chat to the band that have been playing, and you go back and you buy a shirt. You tell 20 of your mates, you go, fucking, you need to check this out. And that's how the scene goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forward. And we have such a great scene here in Australia. And like, you guys run real hardcore scene. We've got Stepson. We've got so many great hardcore bands, like let alone metal bands here in Australia. It must be good for you guys going forward as well, seeing how good the hardcore scene is in the metal scene here in Australia at the moment.
It's definitely like it is really interesting, because like I've been going to shows for, you know, over a decade, and there's bands that were around when I was like 14, 15 that are still doing, like Void of Vision's probably like the best example that comes to mind. Like, I don't know if I would have done music as much. It's hard to say. I can't credit it all to Void, but like, you know, I was seeing Void of Vision when I was 14, 15 years old, and I was like, that's fucking sick. Like, I love this. I love being at a fucking Masonic youth center and like watching local bands. Like, that was my shit. And it's so sick that now, like 10 years on, we get to play shows. You know, we supported Void on a show not that long ago, and it's really cool to sort of rub shoulders with people that, when, you know, 10 years ago I was fucking like idolizing. So it is really cool. Our scene is good.
Yeah, and labels like Grayscale Records, you guys are releasing your music through those guys. It's really good to see these record labels like really pushing the Aussie music scene. There's a few labels that are doing it out there, and it's, for me, it's great. I know I can jump over to Grayscale Records. I'm getting some good bloody music, and it must be good for you guys to work with someone as like that as well, to push your music out to the rest of the world.
It's been sick.
Yeah, for sure. Also, like, it's owned by Ash and Josh, who are like massively like influential in the scene. So to have like those people behind you is like massive.
Yeah.
And that's probably like the biggest thing I've taken away from it, right? Is like we have like this direct line to Josh and we have a direct line to Ash, and their like experience is so much more than we have. So if we ever like have a question about anything really, like we can get a really solid and like valuable answer from them.
Yeah. Grayscale's been very good to us. And like Jared was saying, it's really good to be able to speak to people with really high expertise and who know what the right moves to make are, instead of kind of like bumming around and doing it yourself. It's the support network that they've sort of built, is very good.
Cool. We're going to play a couple of tracks, man. I'm going to get you guys to pick any track off your roster so far, what you've got out there, and we'll flick it in the show. Just tell me why.
Oh, okay.
You go, Jono. You go.
Yeah.
I want to hear the Bloom song that I like the most, that I always come back to. Maybe like the most is the strong, but I very much enjoy is In Passing, the title track from our last release, our last EP. I love it. It's really nice. It has really cool sections. It really encapsulates sort of the Bloom sound really nicely. So that's my pick.
It's a good pick, man. It's a good pick.
It's off the board, yeah.
So I got to a pick now. That's In Passing.
Yep.
I mean, I guess I gotta go Sing It to the Soil then. We gotta go to the new guard.
The new shit.
Yeah. I mean, all of our new shit now, and it's still, we're not sick of it. I'm still listening to it on Spotify. Flog your own band's work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I've had it the last couple of weeks on the show as well. I'm absolutely digging it. I always love the In Passing EP, and the tour. The best place to get along and buy tickets for the tour is the Bloom SYD. Is it .com?
Bloomsid.com. Yeah, it's
new website.
Everything's there. All the tour dates, all the ticket info, all of our new merch stuff is going directly up on there. So that's something that we worked on over the last little COVID stint. But yeah, bloomsid.com is a place to go for all information for the tour.
Awesome, guys. Any
last
last
of it all in one spot.
Awesome, guys. We're going to sign out there, man. Any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, my friends?
Thank you to the people that are giving a shit, to the people that have listened to our music and have been fans and supported us, and all of the nice things they've had to say about this new sound. Thank you to everyone who's listened.
Awesome. Get along.
It's been a great response.
It has been absolutely amazing response. Tour starts 11th of March. Get along, buy tickets. Unify, hopefully at the Unify gathering, all goes through in March there. Down in Brisbane, 18th of March. You got Newcastle, 19th of March, 2nd of April, Melbourne, then 15th of April on home turf in Sydney there.
That's
hopefully it goes well for you guys, and that the rest of the country can open up and we can get you fucking everywhere playing all over the bloody place. That would be great. Cheers, guys. I'm going to let you get about the rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.